Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis commodity update. I'll work my way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com, where I dive deeper into all these sectors, looking for investment opportunities and sharing them with everyone in the community. Especially with the coupon code, it works both on the monthly and yearly memberships, and you can see the description link below for those details. All right, let's dive in, see what's going on, starting with the dollar here. So we've got the dollar, and to me, it looks like we are still heading higher. We've got this nice little flag pattern that's developing, which is a continuation pattern upward. Upward, upward, upward is what I see there. And we've got this nice, beautiful falling wedge double bottom pattern that will work its way on up with time. Usually the driving factor is stronger yields, but today we had a little bit weaker yields on the short end. We were down a little bit, but that still looks good to go higher. That is what I call a bloody nose, which is a small down red candlestick next to a big tall green candlestick, and generally indicates a move higher, a continuation pattern. The 10-year yield also has that. So I am going to keep the upward trending arrow upward, as that's just a small little profit-taking day is what people will call it. But it's a continuation pattern upward. And then the 30 years got the same thing. It just ended up a little bit today. But it still looks good to go higher, and we'll see if we get follow through. And for the most part, we're in these big patterns that all of them are in. The 10 year, the 30 year, they're all in these big patterns. I think waiting to break out. We're squeezing into these big corners if this decides to show up. There we go. Squeezing in these big corners. We're just on the lower end here, gaining support for the 10-year. Bond prices are down slightly, ever so slightly, and we could bubble up a little bit, but yields still look strong. So I'm in the camp that maybe bonds can continue lower. And there we are with those three little areas, and maybe we get up there. Maybe we don't. I know that seems kind of interesting. The reason I have my doubts is because yields look like they want to go up. And in order for yields to go up, bonds must go down. So if they can somehow force them up there, I don't know if they can, but we'll watch it and see. 2 in the 10, we still have this breakout of yield curve inverting upward. We were down slightly today, but the trend is up. TYX TNX ratio is slightly higher today. We've got a slightly lower dollar. This is slightly up. I would have guessed that gold would have been slightly higher today. That's what my guess would be off of the things that I look at. And gold is down today, $25 an ounce. Now, this doesn't look all that pretty. We've got a big bearish engulfing follow-through candlestick. We've got a weak bounce. Looks more like a flag pattern of some sort, where it could be a continuation pattern lower. I know I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just what I'm seeing in the charts, is that we could get a pullback here. And this is more or less an inverted flag pattern. Could be. Silver also possessing the same characteristics as the gold chart. The original hit was this big bearish engulfing and then the follow through down, and no real return move yet. So there could still be more downside pressure in the short term. Platinum, I would say it's very similarly set up. Big bearish engulfing, downward move, small weak bounce. Now, does this mean 100% that this is going to go lower? Well, it's not 100%. And weird things can happen where we jettison on up. That's where I don't want to lose my position. But short term, I see downward pressure still being applied. And then palladium, it's a similar situation. Your reversal candlestick started here, you came down, and I don't see huge buying pressure. So we could, it's possible, still get some selling pressure with the downward momentum still being intact. XE to gold ratio is also selling off a teeny bit. So we are seeing underperformance of the equities alongside weakness in the metals, which if we're getting a pullback, I mean, that's kind of what you see. So GDX is down 1.29%. And again, not a great looking thing. Could we come back up and fill that gap? We could. It's possible. And we could do it with small little candlesticks too, which would be a bearish formation. We would still see follow through to the downside. So I'm bearish here in the short term. GDXJ and SILJ, they all have the same chart. We do have that gap though, so maybe that will get filled there. Maybe it doesn't. Not saying I know that all gaps will get filled in the time frame, but to me it looks like we have a pullback on our hands. Crude oil, we are down a little bit today, but this looks far better. It's almost like gold and crude oil are swapping places. Crude's got a nice big surge higher. You can see the big green candlesticks showing up and then the small reds. It is literally inverse of what gold's doing. So I think crude oil has a good chance of breaking higher and gold chopping sideways to lower. Is this similar to August of 2020? During that time frame, I don't know if you guys have known, it's right here. In this general area where we get a swap between gold and oil, getting these big outperformance there. So could something like this occur here? I think so. That's what I'm looking for. I'm watching for that. TTF gas down a little bit. We're still in this channel, chopping sideways there. I do think that this is going to head higher. I've got a bullish outlook because of where we're positioned in the time of year. Natural gas also in America, also up a little bit. And again, I think that's a flag pattern. You can see my nice little flag pattern that I drew on it. We can take that out. It's a pretty rough drawing. So I do think it's going to go higher. We can put a more legit kind of, we can just use this one here. A little bit more of a legit squeeze up, and we'll see if we break here this fall, winter. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, down 0.92%. Getting a little bit more selling pressure here. That is a more bearish candlestick coming out. Maybe we fill this gap before heading higher. You notice that the gap that was created here is the opposite gap of the gold and silver equities. It's just flipped over. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Here's the gold and silver, so that's the gap there. So it's kind of weird. Like gold's getting its pullback, and oil may try to run here. We might pull back like this, build a gap, and then run. OIH also down a little bit today, but this still looks really good. We blitzed through this resistance area to the upside, which is bullish. And now we've got a gap here. Maybe we can come back and fill it before heading higher, or maybe not. Not all gaps have to be filled. But that looks good. This looks good. This is a little bloody nose is what I call it, where it's a continuation pattern upward. Newcastle coal futures are sideways, trading similarly to natural gas. If we were to throw TTF gas on top of this, you're probably going to see a similar movement. It's very similar movement, chopping sideways, chopping sideways. So I think coal looks really good to move higher. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust getting some buying pressure today. Way to show up. There we go. We had some pretty nasty looking red candlesticks, but the buyer showed up today and it said, hey, we're here. We'll see if we can push up. We'll see. We've got uranium futures pricing. Doesn't look too bad. It's in a falling pennant formation, falling flag formation. URA getting some buying pressure, up 3.12%. That's looking better. Not a great looking candlestick though. This still looks like we've got downside pressure. Whenever you have like a upward facing pattern, it could be a flag pattern. Now, short-term technicals can also screw you on the long term. So even though I'm saying it could be bearish, I'm personally not selling this. So just to let you know. So Uranium, we're up 2.35. So we've come on back. We're kind of getting a rising wedge, potentially more bearish follow through could occur. But would I sell this? I wouldn't. I would stay long. We're on top of support. So even if we were to do something like this, I would still stay long. I wouldn't lose the position because I technical analysis is not 100% correct. URNJ is up 2.8% as well, and we're up trying to break out. We pulled on back, and it's trying to base out here. We'll see what happens here because we this here is momentum heading lower, and this is trying to stop, turn around that momentum. And sometimes you get some follow through downward pressure if that momentum continues. Nickel's up a little bit. I like nickel though. I think it looks good. I like it when it squeezes like this. Those generally produce upward moves because usually the selling pressure, since we're coming down, the selling pressure um, resides. So your buyers equal to sellers. The sellers become overwhelmed, and the buyers step in and push it on up. Copper up 0.11%. That looks good to go higher. It's just a little bloody nose. COPX is trying to break out to the upside. If we can get some follow through here, I think it's gonna run. I think you could see another run out of copper equities here, hopefully soon. Lithium's up 4.8. That broke through this resistance. It is flying now, and we did break through to create 52-week highs at least in this. We've got REMX also up 4.55. So you've got this falling wedge. We broke into the upside. We'll see if it continues higher. It looks okay. Iron ore down slightly. No selling pressure here, guys. It looks good to continue higher. I think iron ore looks good for a big old move eventually, whenever it decides to run. Aluminum down slightly. Bloody nose. Continuation pattern up. Looks good. Looks good to go higher. And we're sitting on top of all of this new support. Baltic Dry Index is down slightly, but we're in an uptrend. We're in a bull market. Higher, higher, higher. These are just flag patterns. I can take this out. It's just creating a flag pattern here. That's all it is. Emerging markets continuing higher, 0.66% up. And again, we're trying to get through some resistance here. We have some resistance here too. So we're in this resistance zone that we're trying to break through. But I do think we'll break through it eventually and have a big old run out of this thing. Moves up 0.5. We're right underneath resistance, still in that inverted shoulder head shoulder. We're breaking through this resistance, starting to head on up. And perhaps we can break through the neckline and start running. Shoulder, head, shoulder. KRE up 1.7%. We're still underneath resistance. I have seen these roll over. We'll see if it rolls over or not. That's what we'll see. And usually you get like a rising wedge into resistance. So we'll see if this rolls over or not. XHB down slightly. This still looks good. Reversal candlestick there with the bullish engulfing. And we're just kind of working our way on up, grinding on up. Down day today, though. Russell 2000s, broke out a little bit there. Looking good. Looking good. It's holding on. That's a bullish sign, break out of a pattern upward. SPX up 0.8. That's also looking good. Getting up on there. We could get a pullback to support. NASDAQ also up. So we could get this gap to be filled there on a little pullback or something. Dow Jones Transportation still in this squeezing period. Haven't broken out and maintained it, though. We have not done that yet. XLI down a little bit, or up a little bit, sorry, but still above support. So that looks fine. We've got Bitcoin up 1%. That's above support. Still looks good to go higher. Ethereum's up 2%, right at support resistance. We'll see if it holds and if we can generate upside momentum or not. The VIX is down 5%, so that's looking good as S&P was up and NASDAQ and all that. So that's contained at the moment. Good job, Plunge Protection team, for bringing it back on down and getting everyone's fear at bay. But that's what I've got for today, guys. So give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you'd like. Especially with the coupon code if you'd like to join. We do have a Q&A session coming up this weekend, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, Saturday. I will be going over portfolio allocation, and the number of positions is something that I want to touch on. And I just want to draw some conclusions from some different strategies that I went through, some different scenarios that I want to cover. And hopefully it can help you develop your own strategies in your own portfolio. All right, guys, that's what I've got for today. See ya.